Okay, welcome. Today I would like to discuss phonetics a little bit, but first I wanted to go over the morphological structure for two words. The first one is inactive. So of course, act is a verb, okay? And in doesn't really attach to verbs, but it does attach to adjectives. So we can attach this suffix to this verb and we get an adjective, active. And then we can attach this prefix and get inactive, like this. Okay, and the other word I wanted to practice was reactivate. So let's take a look at that. Or actually, reactivation was the word, I believe. There we go, reactivation. Oops. All right, there we go. Okay, now re can attach, does attach to verbs, as you know, and we could attach this first and get react. Um, and then attach the suffix reactive, which is fine, and then attach the next suffix reactivate. And what that would mean then is reactivate would mean to make reactive, which is not what the word means. The word reactivate means activate again. So re has to attach to activate. So first, we adjoin this for the verbal root with a suffix to get active, an adjective, and then we attach it to ate to get activate, which is a verb, and then we attach re to get reactivate. That gives rise to the correct meaning of this word, meaning to activate again. And then we turn the whole thing into a noun. Let's see, no space. There we go. And that's the word for reactivation, the morphological structure for reactivation. Now we'll practice with some phonetics. I'm going to start with the front vowels in English because those are the ones that tend to be the trickiest. So beat, bit, bait, bet, and bat. Okay, so if we write these out phonetically, they look like this, like that. Okay, I'm just going to show those same words again on this website here, type IT, typeit.org. And let's take a look. So again, the words are beat, bit, bait, bet, bat. So beat looks like this. Bait, let's see, bat, bait. Oops, I made a mistake here. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Beat, bit, and then bait is now in the correct spot. Bet, it's up there. Bet, and bat. Okay. Okay, now we're going to practice with some bat vowels in English. First, let's do the word suit. Looks like this, and soot, and boat, bought. Now there's lots of dialect variation with this word, with this vowel. And so in my speech, it ends up oops, um, sounding something like this. Um, and in some dialects, it sounds like this. So either one is acceptable. Oops, there we go. So there's just dialect variation with this particular word. Um, the word hot is in most varieties, something like this, hot. Okay? And okay, so we've practiced with some of these vowels. Let's move on and just try a few words. Okay, teacher. So at any point, you can pause the video and try to transcribe the word yourself, and then I will transcribe it right after. There. Teacher. Okay. Father. Father. How about drowned? Okay, so listen to the word drowned and try to transcribe it. Okay, so this is an example of a word with a diphthong in it. Drowned. And how about elephant? Elephant. Right. Elephant. Okay, let's try a few Korean words. Okay, so sagwa. Okay. Now, if you do listen carefully, there is a bit of an aspiration with sagwa. I'm not going to worry about it, but the aspiration is there. So, so we can notate aspiration with a superscript H. Sa, wa. Let's try. Let's try some front vowels. Okay. The next word we will try is genni. Okay. Now, if we think about the word final or syllable final consonants in Korean, they're often unreleased, especially in word final position. Um, so if we compare the Korean word genni to the English word, say, leap, which we would write like this, leap. So with word final consonants in English, there's a bit of variation. So sometimes we release them, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we release them as an adjective. So we could say leap, 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 like that. Those are all heard. Word final consonants in Korean tend to be always unreleased. Kenni, like that. So just if you're Korean, just look in the mirror when you say the word, and or if you're not Korean, ask a Korean friend. Okay, so let's try another Korean word. How about how about uh, sorry, Shigan. So there we go. So again, this is uh, if we listen to she ask a Korean speaker to say it, you'll hear that there's a slight aspiration there. So it's often transcribed as a with the aspiration symbol there. Okay. How about uh, kimbap? So kim. Now, if we listen to the word kimbap, what you hear is that it's pronounced as though it's sangbyeop, and the Fortis sounds are indicated with an asterisk like this. You may notice in the these have also been transcribed. The Fortis sounds have also been transcribed with uh, the uh, double bars at the bottom. Okay. We don't have double bars. That's the closest we have, but that's not quite right. Um, and in the videos, they are transcribed that way. Um, it's common. Peter Ladefoged, let's see here. On Peter Ladefoged's materials, he transcribes Korean Fortis sounds with an asterisk, which is much easier to typeset anyways. So we will continue with that tradition. However, both are acceptable in this class. Okay, how about, let's see here. Um, how about, okay, hold on. Okay, so let's try another word. Oops. There we go. Not very nice. Okay, so, um, tweet, tweetdamhwa. Okay, this one's a little tricky. So if you notice the the first consonant is a T sound, and then followed by a glide. Dwi, dwi. Now this is not a W. Dwi. Um, so a W is w with the tongue in the back of the mouth. If you listen to how you articulate this sound, vi, um, vi, like this. Okay, so oh, there it is right there. Okay, so and then there's a T, which again is unreleased, and then what sounds like a Fortis T, like this. Dwi, dam, hua. This one's also tricky, but if we listen, so it might sound like an H sound, hua, but if we listen to see how if we see how we pronounce it with our lips, so this is an example of a voiceless bilabial fricative. Okay, oops. Uh, okay, let's see here. I just forget where there it is, it's under P. Wa, there we go. Dam hua. So that, for those of you who know any French, that the first glide is a lot like the French word oui, which means yes, and it is transcribed with um, like as follows. Whoops, oui, um, which in Korean looks like this. Okay, let's practice a couple English words again. How about flipped? Okay, flipped. So listen carefully how it's said. Flipped, flipped. Go. How about another one? How about here's always a good trick. We all know that this word is not pronounced the way it sounds. So let's see here. Oops. Wednesday. There we go. Wednesday. Okay. So there's always quite a bit of variation between English orthography and phonology. With Korean, much less so. In Korean, by and large, whenever you see a word, you know exactly how it's pronounced. Okay, so there's one large class of counterexamples to that. So, for example, soju. So this is pronounced as though it's written with sangshut. It's written with just one shut, but it's pronounced as though it's written with sangshut. Soju. And there we go. Okay, and let's try another one. Famous example of a word that is not pronounced as it's spelled. So, jjajangmyeon. So this is, there we go, pronounced as though it's sangjeot. Oops, jjajangmyeon. There we go, jjajangmyeon. Okay. This is enough practice for now. I will post more practice later. Thank you very much.